Hello. Hello, all. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? How are you guys? Where am I? Where is my cat? I am trying to get it so that I can. My laptop is real far. Oh, shoot. I can't see nothing. Hey, Diamond Queen 2020. How are you? And Jill Pan. Shawana. Robert, you're in my thoughts. I've been thinking about you for the last week. And Robert, I'm hoping that when you get this x-ray, that they just say, we're going to put you on a water pill or something to help get the excess fluid off you. Hi, Jill. I can hear and see you. Okay, good. I can see and hear you just fine. Great. So, about 2 months ago, I think, Robert, I can't remember. I wasn't feeling well, and I didn't go live. It was a Wednesday night, and same thing happened to me. Like my legs were swollen, and I didn't know what was going on. Um, I ended up going on a water pill and just drinking more water. I was retaining fluid, and I had to cut back sodium and things. But I was scared. You hear all kinds of things. And I remember, I don't know if you guys know him, it's Brian Diamond Painting Elliott. He kept checking on me. He checked on me all that day, all the next day, and all the day after that. So that's why I kept telling you, Robert, that I'm going to keep checking on you, because I had someone that was looking out for me, making sure, that I still had some sort of energy level to get up and do things, get up, walk around, that type of thing. So shout out to Brian. I call him Elliot. You guys hear me referring to him as Elliot a lot. You guys hear me referring to our mustache challenge. He didn't really challenge me, but here in quarantine, my mustache started getting out of hand to the point where one morning we were FaceTiming, and I said, I think I got you beat, Elliot. I think I got you beat. So, hey, Mrs. Coffee. How you doing? How's the family? I know you were a diamond painting aholic this weekend. I don't know how you did it, but she completed painting in like 3 days, guys. I'm still yet to do that, so I'm in awe. Definitely in awe. I don't know how she did it. I saw that she had this little square left and said, "Yeah, I'm about to knock this section out, and then I'll be done." And I'm like, "What?" So I would have still been on there. I'm still trying to get into my life. So I wanted to start off today with letting you guys know. I know you guys heard me talking about this a few weeks ago, that my daughter was working on her first single. It is a single that she was going to be using to kind of to get out there on social media and to drive business and things to her page on like Apple Music, on Spotify, a lot of the social channels. So last week a snippet dropped. I got it out to as many people as I could, the snippet. And then after that, the actual single dropped, I think, Friday. Some of you have already heard it because we chat outside of live. And so I did make sure that I got that. I'm going to be trying to, live. And so I did make, look at that. So what I'm trying to do right now is post that snippet link real quickly into the live. And if you guys want to click on it and hear the snippet, then that'll be your opportunity. But the full song is also released. It's on Apple Music and Spotify. I'm trying to get there. So hopefully If you guys want, it's there for you to take advantage of, to listen. And there we go. Let me know if the link is not working. Again, it's a quick 30-second snippet. Some of you have already heard it. I just wanted to make sure that I'm a proud mama. What can I say? And so I definitely wanted to make sure I got in and drop that in there. So for anyone that's new to the channel, just so you know, she used to, a long time ago when she was young, starting at the age of 2 going on 3, she used to be into acting, singing, modeling. We've done the Disney where she's gone out, she's auditioned, she's had some local success here in Vegas. She came to me at 13 and decided that she was retiring. She no longer was interested. She's real tall for her age, and unfortunately wanting to go into the acting side of the business wasn't going to be, as it wasn't going to be as opportune field for her because she's tall. A lot of the leading men, they're kind of short, so she wasn't going to have the opportunities that maybe someone else that was shorter, 5'3", 5'2", would be afforded. So the unfortunate aspect is they tried to push her more towards modeling. She's done some, but she wasn't really, her heart wasn't in it. She wanted to act or sing. And she had some success. She's auditioned for Arista Records. She's been offered album contracts to be in groups, though. She wants to be a solo artist, so we'll see. But the snippet is there if you guys are interested. And now you can see what I'm trying to say. Hey, let's see. Oh, thank you, Jill. Robert says, I'm still working on your direct. Okay. Hey, Melody, how you doing? Hey, Britt. Oh, yeah. Definitely a proud mama. Yep, I'm definitely a proud mama. So, and then the chorus is stuck in my head. It's not in the snippet, but that part of the song is kind of stuck in my head also. So I just wanted to take that opportunity, be a proud mom, and show that part off. I feel bad sometimes, but then other times I don't. I'm like, oh, well, when else am I going to have the opportunity to kind of dote on my baby? So I definitely try to take that opportunity. Kind of moving over from there, I can see this a lot better. Look at that. Okay. I can definitely see when I look on here better than when I try to look at the. I'm going blind, y'all. I can't see nothing. If it's not like right here, I can't see it at all. So with that said, today and yesterday has been really crazy day, especially, hey, Mickey, how are you doing? What? Okay, my glasses, I can't see. Maybe it's time to up my prescription. Just going to go down the line, make sure I didn't miss anyone. Let's see, I saw Shawana, woo, and Mrs. Coffee. Hi, Leah, how are you? I saw you, Brittany. Mrs. Coffee says she's tired. Uh-oh, I didn't see that message. Are you tired because you've been out and about, your activity level has picked up, or, tired because you didn't get a lot of sleep and, up? I know summertime is coming. Is the world opening up for you guys? The world is definitely opening up as of Friday here in Las Vegas. And I don't know, for me, it's the unknown, it's scary, it's frightening, it's the unknown. All we know is what's being shown on television. And when I watch TV, because I try to steer clear of it, it looks like it's getting worse. So if it's getting worse, then how come we're opening? That's just, But yeah, I will say that as far as the weekend was concerned, it was a holiday. A lot more people were out and about. It's the weather, I think, is tricking us. Usually when it's this hot, it's 102 today. Usually when it's this hot, we are out, we're doing something. We're in water, we're doing water sports, we're enjoying some sort of outdoor activity. Even the restaurants, they have, sprayers that kind of spray, and a fan blows a nice little breeze, but you're out and about. And restaurants opened, especially if they had outdoor service and curbside service. Those opened a couple of weeks ago during the phase 1. So what I am gonna say is, I just think the weather is kind of tricking our mind into wanting that same semblance of social activities that we've always enjoyed. And the frightening part is, it's not going to stop anyone. Yes, we can all enjoy masks and go out and have a good time. Where do your limits stop? I think anyone who is comfortable, so be it. If you're not comfortable, and for whatever reason it is, stay true to you. Stay true to you. That's the biggest thing that I'll be practicing. My mother, as you guys know, she suffers from severe asthma and breathing disorders. So I have a tremendous fear about bringing something back to her. But I have adult children that they want to get out. They're young, they're youthful. My son, him and his boys, they used to go to, they had a little lounge that they would go to, and they would drink. And those days are almost over for them. They are missing that social aspect, aside from work, they're missing just the social aspect. So, I see things from so many different avenues, and I think it's crazy. Kind of moving back, let me see, I want to make sure I'm hitting up. No worries, Mickey. Glad you're not late. I'm extremely early. So because I started at almost a half an hour earlier than I normally do, it just makes it feels like you're late, but you're not. I'm actually early. Too much to do, too little time. Nothing really closed here. Yeah, I'm hearing that a lot as well. There's a lot of places where, nothing ever really closed up. So, it's just a matter of, you guys kept to yourself, so social distance a little, probably reduce the groups of, social activities, kept it down under 20 or under 10. I can understand that. We are going to phase 1, Cynthia says. Okay. Mickey says, because some people are stupid and don't want to believe there's much danger. I agree there, we don't know what we don't know at this point. It's very difficult. Mrs. Coffee says, Jeremy, time to pull out the swap cooler. Yeah. Jeremy, you got one of those? Those things work. They will. I'm telling you, they work. Uh-oh. And Jeremy says, it's running right now. Mickey's going to stay home. Robert says, I'm very comfortable at home. I agree. I'm going to take it a step further. I am going to leave the house. And I think if you guys were in here a few weeks ago, my plan is to fix up the patio. We're turning into like an island oasis. And we're going to have an island themed patio with drinks. We're going to do like an outdoor movie type setting, where we're going to have the projector and the screen and things set up. We're going to have a drink area where, we have our little bar and things like that. I'm compromising. I'm compromising because I do have a fear. I don't want anything to happen to my mom, and so if it means staying in just a little bit longer, then I'm okay with that. I'm okay because I do love her and I do want her here with me. So that's what I'm looking at there. Let's see. Going more. Pippa says the limits will stop when family and friends die from the lawmakers. Yep. Yeah, I think someone else was saying that, Pippa. They were saying that, unfortunately, it hasn't hit home for, anyone that's in the public eye that's real, political. And because of that, the severity of it doesn't seem as serious to them. People like me, who I have two friends who were stricken. Obviously, you guys know one of my friends, they recovered. The other one, she is very sick. And while it's been longer than 14 days that they say you have it, and that she should have been maybe moved into quarantine, she is very far off at this point from her first. They have to pass two tests to be considered recovered, two negative tests in order to be considered recovered. She's very far off from even getting her first one. So she is struggling. She has a 12-year-old daughter, and her husband, she's been pulled away, obviously. She's in Washington, and there are still a lot of cases in Washington. It was one of the first states that started running rampant. And, updates have stopped. They were coming, every day, every other day and things. We're reaching out to her husband. So if you know someone who has, gone through it, or they are suffering, or if you know someone who has lost, another friend of mine that I used to work with, her husband's mother passed from COVID-19 early on too. I think we were going into week 3. And so when you know someone, it does make it more tangible. It feels more severe. If you suffer, or, you have an underlying condition, that fear is probably more tangible for you. So again, I just say, do something that's comfortable for you. I suggest comfortable for you. Until this is over, there you go. Mrs. Cox said, I'm not putting on pants. I have enough here to keep me busy. I don't blame you. These kids got me in here looking like James Brown with all these Legos. I used to tell, hey, Sabrina! Hi, Melissa! I used to tell people all the time when my kids, when they were younger and someone would tick me off, I would whisper under my breath, I wish you go step on a damn Lego. Every time someone complains about Legos, I think about that. I told somebody one time, and he said, what did you say? And I said, huh? You heard me? Oh my God. I wasn't expecting him to hear me, but he did. And the funny part about that, which was extremely funny to me, but the funny part about that was, he said, damn, you got to be real mad at somebody to tell them to go step on a Lego. Yes. Have you ever stepped on one? It becomes real funny when you've stepped on one and you think about that kind of pain, that excruciating pain that came with it, stepping on something with all those sharp corners. So yeah, I was really mad, and I told him to go step on a Lego, and I'm in it. I'm in it. Melly said, so true. Until it hits home, I know that firsthand. It's nowhere near over. My dad is fighting for his life right now on a ventilator, and it's devastating. Oh, well, Melly, I'm sorry to hear that. You're also in my thoughts. Oh, shit, Melly. Oh, yeah, that is. So Rita says, hello, everyone. Hey, Cindy B, how are you? I went early, Cindy B. The girls finished up, and I jumped in. Keep the momentum going. So the last few days, obviously, we're coming back from a busy holiday, and everyone is out and about a lot more than they have in the last few weeks. Cities are opening up if they were closed. More, places to go, more things to do. And so I have, unfortunately, been getting a lot more auto accidents. For anybody who doesn't know, I work in insurance, and I do everything from the estimate to totaling out a vehicle. So I get an accident, and this one right here, for me, I didn't know how to take it. First and foremost, anyone that's working on the front lines, I'm talking anyone that's a nurse's aide, a nurse, a doctor, you guys are probably putting in just a lot of extra time as it is. So I really appreciate anyone who's working on the front lines and all that they do. This person works for the Postal Service, and they are just extremely overworked right now. And the reason is because they revamped a lot of how they ship, so that they can get supplies in a lot sooner. I know that a lot of people were saying earlier, especially if you order from Amazon, that you felt like there were some delays. Amazon was prioritizing packaging. That's all true. But they didn't stop shipping. They just was prioritizing because there were so many shipments of necessary supplies that were coming in that needed to get to, locations like nursing homes, buildings that were still open and needed to run. There's a lot of restaurants that were ordering supplies so that they can pass things out to their patrons when someone comes in and shops with them. So with that said, this insured of ours worked in the Postal Service, and they simply were just overworked. Lots of long, lengthy hours. Long story short, they were involved in an auto accident where they, unfortunately, rear-ended someone after having fallen asleep at the wheel. Lots of damage to their own vehicle, and yes, they were injured. For anyone who doesn't know, I don't handle fatalities. Like if someone were to pass on, I don't handle fatalities. That would go over to someone who deals with casualty and loss. But I do still handle the liability aspect. And it is very difficult if there is a casualty, someone who's passed on, to have to talk to their family members about them being responsible for the accident. This auto accident in particular, not only was the other party rear-ended, they had a livestock trailer attached to the back of their truck, and there was livestock in it. And unfortunately, the livestock was valuable, and the livestock were thrown from the trailer when it tipped, and there were broken backs of the livestock. And unfortunately, they ended up having to be put to sleep and euthanized. So this was obviously just very traumatic. It's a lot because it's hard to tell someone, first and foremost, that your livestock is just considered property. It's going to be handled like, no matter how valuable it is to you, it's going to be considered property. And so, I heard everything from, this is Mandingo's, great African bloodline. They were specially inseminated by this once in a lifetime opportunity for this, to sire. We hear a lot of that when it comes to, valuing, especially like pets or animals, livestock, things like that. The unfortunate part is, if you don't have paperwork on the breedership, and you don't have like potential cost analysis on how much you could have made and how valuable, what that value looks like, it has to be something measurable. Then it's treated, unfortunately, as property, and we look at maybe your bill of sale. So these conversations are just extremely draining. They are very difficult. Everyone has a dollar sign in mind, and it's a lot. So that's what my last couple of days were like. First, I got the claim. Then I had to actually start to make phone calls and things of that nature. Obviously, if you fall asleep at the wheel, and you rear end something, you're going faster than, whatever is up ahead, that's going to be almost a head-on collision. And the lady at the time, she was trying to communicate. She was trying to talk, and her head started bleeding, at the scene and things. So it's things like that that are on my mind all day. When I first started in the industry, that was one of the first things that we were told was, do you have a way to be able to deal with stress? You have something alternative that can take your mind off of your day. I know that I talked to you guys a few months ago, and I was telling you about how we had certain activities at my job that they required us to do. It wouldn't be anything for them to have a 2 or 3 hour block of time scheduled into our day when we worked on site. And some of the things that we were required to do was attend, get up, go. We had face painting one day, which was fun. We had artists there that did caricatures of us. We posed and they did caricatures of us and things. It's not unusual for them to hire karaoke companies to come in. Everyone will do a 1.5-minute karaoke song, just to kind of, break up the monotony of your day. But for me, that's a great reason as to why you see me diamond painting and things. Moving over from there. Yes. Oh. Cindy B says, I see you went early. All right, moving over. I'm just getting caught up. Uh-oh. Sorry. I'm trying to read these, but I'm blind. I see my name. Miss Coffee crocheting tonight. Uh-oh. Hey, Charlene, how are you? I didn't get a chance to talk to you this weekend. Jeremy says my hair conditioner must be a priority because it was delivered on Sunday, and I don't usually get mail on Sunday. Oh my goodness. Hey, Carabelle, what's up? You are making me want to cry. I'm a huge animal lover. So if you guys were in Melissa B's live, Melissa B Craft with me, that's what she was referring to. Hey, would Maggie be considered livestock if she wants? Mrs. Coffee wants to know if Maggie would be considered livestock if she won't stop wearing this dang unicorn outfit. Nope, she would not. She's precious commodity. And Pippa says, I can see why working with Man Bun is so good for you to process. Yes. So if you guys know, I know you guys have seen Man Bun. I think he was here last week. Yeah, he was here last week. Man Bun and I, we work together. We sit right next to each other. And there is not going to probably be, when we return, we're not set to return till next year, but when we return, I already know there are some managers in the building that have already said they miss our energy, which is one of the things that obviously you guys see how crazy we are here on the show. We bring that same energy, and there are so many people who leave their side of the building and they come over to our section and they just kind of hang out with us and things for a couple of hours, just simply because of that, simply because we're trying to give everyone a little break. You want to talk about, your liability decision. You want to talk about how you had to argue with someone because they just don't believe that they were the responsible party. Come on over. We'll help you work through that discussion. We'll have a lot of fun, and you'll feel much better about, the conversation you have up ahead. Obviously, the section that I work in, that's ideal. You don't want to have that kind of liveliness going on in the casualty section. Like I said, unfortunately, it is not easy to have to communicate with the family of someone who has passed on, and that person was responsible for, the auto accident. They're responsible for someone's Tesla. I'm going to tell you guys, I hate to do this. I hate to complain, but I'm going to complain. I hate Teslas. If you own a Tesla, I don't hate Tesla owners, but I hate the Tesla vehicles. I mean, these vehicles are so special that you have to be certified, specially certified to even repair them. And Tesla is deciding which repair shops they will approve to work on their vehicles. Oh my gosh, and it is ridiculous. Like if you see a Tesla on the highway near you, just stop. That's all I'm going to say. Just, you know, if it rev up, you at a red light, he's at the red light next to you, just let him go. Let him go. Don't even travel near them. I see Teslas. I'm ready to go in the opposite direction. You probably won't see me riding down the street next to a Tesla. They'll probably pull up next to me, and I will. You ever played that game Freeze? That's me. I'm freezing. There is never going to be a reason for a Tesla to tussle with me at all. You got this. You won. I'm going to let them win every time, because Teslas are so very difficult. They're so difficult. They can have a tiny scratch, and if we can't find the parts, guess what happens? That's getting totaled out. That's going against your insurance if you're deemed to be at fault. So, they have cameras on each side of the vehicle, front. They have on each side and the rear. And if they pay the monthly fee for that service, there's no getting around. If you're at fault and they paid for that service, you're at fault. They're going to supply the camera footage, and it's going to show you crossing into their lane when you didn't think you were. So if you see a Tesla, my advice, just let it pass. How you doing today, sir? Yeah, treat it like it's, someone significant. It's Kevin Hart. It's LeBron. It's the president. It's somebody very significant. It's how I would treat a Tesla, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I know it's going to be a lot of people, nobody on the road, I paid 80 grand for my car. Yeah, but I can get parts for your car, and I can send, your Ferrari off and get it fixed. I can't do the same with a Tesla. So that's my theory on Teslas. Melissa B says, have to keep the morale up. Am I bringing everyone down? I'm sorry. I definitely, well, right now she is a unicorn in a shark mouth I like unicorns. I love unicorns. Sophia's mama says, I diamond paint for pain relief. Oh, I can understand that. I definitely can. Jeremy says, I would cry. My last horse I bought was worth $30,000. So that's the other thing, Jeremy. It sounds like this is going to be a $40,000 or $50,000 payout. Simply, it was hard. So at first, they were like, the vet's going to come out. They're going to check. Once they started talking about the livestock had broken back, and that, they're worried about long-term, healing and things like that. When it comes to horses, I know that horses can develop, I think it's called lamesis. And I only know about this because I know that's what Secretariat died from, lamesis. And, it just impacts their bones and things of that nature. And to the point where, they will have to, put them to sleep and things. So if they had a valuable sire and they paid additional money, this was special breeding, as an insurance company, yeah, we would definitely consider, all of that. We just need to have that paperwork and all of that sent in. Sometimes it's a sentimental, and unfortunately, we can't pay for sentimental value. I knew a lady, she had a 1984 Plymouth, the station wagon, forget the model, but it was the station wagon with the little wood panel coming down the side. It was clean. Not a rip in the vinyl, anything, clean. Couldn't find a part for it. Couldn't find a part, and our insured was responsible. When you cannot find a part anywhere, for, we've checked for 30 days, 60 days. There may be a part that comes available within a year or 2 years, like what occurs if you're repairing a vehicle, or you're working on an antique or a classic vehicle. Sometimes people look. My father, he restored 2 or 3 vehicles, and sometimes it took him 2 to 3 years to locate parts, because they They found them back in a warehouse somewhere, then put them online, made them available. But when it comes to an insurance claim, we're really looking for that 30 days, and then, we pay you the value of your vehicle. You can retain, or, you can allow us to total it out and obtain the vehicle. And that's just not an option sometimes when sentimental value is involved. So it's unfortunate, definitely unfortunate. I try not to become too attached to items and objects. But then I think about, especially in the last year and a half, almost 2 years, I think about my attachment to my diamond paintings. And if someone, I think last week, if you guys were here, me and Man Bun, we talked about getting us portfolios. We are trying to buy tons of portfolios so that we can have something to store our diamond paintings in before we even get to them. And the reason behind this is because we don't have a plan of action if something were to occur, like a fire or a flood. And so that was something that we brought up, we talked about. And so now, not only are we heavily into buying sparklers, but the next step in our journey is definitely going to be to protect our investment and to start to put them into portfolios. If a fire break out, I already told my family, I don't care if you get your clothes. I don't care if you spent $200 on them tennis shoes. You better help me get these diamond paintings out of here. That's a standing order. And I will be crawling on the ground through the smoke to make sure I get them all out. I don't know if you guys feel like that, but that's where I'm at. What about, hey, Rebecca, how are you? Blonde says, finally, come here. Hi. Thanks to Brother Brian, I got 2 huge bottles of conditioner. Hey, Tammy, how are you today? I know I'm behind. I'm catching up, guys. I'm sorry. I got to get that. Becky can do no wrong. Love me some sharks, too. Oh, she likes sharks. Hey, boo, I see you. Just know that we all love the person that you are. Oh, thank you. Good, Tesla. Chase is a race. It's a pricey horse. Very expensive cutting a raining horse my mama bought. I drive a Caddy, not even close to a Tesla. Tia, your employer does those fun things to keep the morale up. I believe you, Melissa B. I definitely think that, or it would be, like a funeral home there. I mean, we'd be so just glum. Some sides of the building are very glum, though, I will say. I'm just glad it's not me and Man Bun's side. Definitely have a lot of people that say, oh, I like to come and visit, but I got to get back to my other side. You guys are really there are days where we have to get up. We'll go around to Applebee's, and we will enjoy Applebee's, kind of get out, enjoy the festivities. They used to have these $1 drink special. Woo, man. Yes, we would definitely indulge in the $1 drink special. That was fun. I miss those days. Missing those days. Oh. Look at that. Oh, I made it to the bottom. So, Timmy, you just came in. I didn't miss too much. Hey, Bianca. How are you? Boy, I don't know. I can't get this to look here it is. That's what I was looking for. I had to turn the phone around. Now I don't feel so bad. Now I can definitely see. Other than that, that's really what I've been up to the last couple of days. Just a lot of crazy, claims. Obviously, we're coming out of a holiday weekend. Wanted to take everyone's votes. So we have a family camping trip that was coming up. The ultimate in social distancing for me used to be camping, camping, going out on the road, indulging yourself in the woods, ultimate in social distancing. Next ultimate in social distancing was going to the drive-in. Those were the two things, and I know I've talked about them here, that I just wondered, like, when all this broke out, I was kind of confused. Other than shutting down the snack bar, and other than probably limiting trips into the restroom, how come so many drive-ins closed? Our drive-in closed. I was wondering, I wonder why that closed, but it did. Some of the other things, if you guys watch any of the YouTube RV or van lifers, the overlanders, any of those, you will know that most of them had to return to their hometown. They weren't full-timing anymore because a lot of the cities that they were going through, state borders and things like that, were closing down when COVID first struck. And I just wondered, like, with it being a practice, and like I said, the ultimate in social distancing, a lot of times you're just out there on the road in a campsite with yourself. How come that also, shut down? And my worry is, obviously, we have a camping trip coming up the week before the beginning of July. And my fear is that it's still too soon, even though this is an outdoor, four. Hey, hi, baby. That's my daughter. Y'all can see her off in the distance. That's going to be a 4-person activity, and all 4 of the people live here with me. But is it still too soon? Is there something that could be floating in the air? What are your thoughts on even a social distance activity? That obviously there will probably be other campsites. They're probably not too close. We have our own facilities, if that's what you're wondering. We have our own, porta potty. We have a sink basin. We have our own, privacy tent. So using any type of camping facility won't be an issue. But the one camping place that we go to, they do have an outdoor, it's sort of set up like Stonehenge, and it's all these rocks, and the rocks go into like a circular form. And when we go, what we do is we do skits where, each of us have to enact. We throw something in a hat, and then that day you work on your skit, and then each of you might team up in 2. But each team goes, and the other team has to guess the name of the actual skit or the movie that it came from, the play. Obviously, we've all seen the same shows. We've all seen the same movies. So it's easier for us as a family to kind of guess what the skit is. We normally go, my brother, my sister-in-law, but they won't be going. It will just be immediate family. But again, I am still concerned. What do you guys think? Like a good neighbor, you can stay over there. I like that. Robert says, hi, Bianca. Nice to see you today. The issue would be coming into contact with others that are sick. If they are sick and don't know it, and you come into contact with them, it can make you sick as well. Yeah, that's the biggest fear. So we had our little family meeting the other day, and that was just the question that, we were asking. Went around the room and asked my mom, my 2 kids, what does it look like? Are we going to try, or no, it's still too soon? Even though, like I said, it's camping, it's out in the woods. I just think about my mom, and I just wonder, I don't plan no time soon on going to get my hair done. Y'all know my struggle with the mustache and the unibrow, but I still don't plan on, I just don't plan on rocking the boat in that arena anytime soon because I want to be as safe as possible. But when it comes to an outdoor event that can sometimes be secluded, we've gone camping and we were just kind of off and the only ones. That's the only thing I think that we keep weighing. And it's on my mind. It's definitely on my mind. So I'm looking for pros and cons from either side. Yeah, you should, but this, or no, I wouldn't because of that. Because obviously, I think all four of us are in the same boat. I think all four of us want to go, but all four of us are leery, and we wonder, if we go, would it be something that we regretted? Should we have just stayed? So I think that's what's really on our mind. Obviously, it's a week-long vacation for me, and yeah, do I really want to waste the vacation? Tiara. Let's see. Mystery says here in Florida we have almost opened all the way up. My son is a lifeguard at a water park and he has had to save a few people. Oh my gosh, already? He just started last week or the week before. And Care Bear says, I'm not trying to be anyway. Wear a mask, not for you, but for others. I have a chin that is not good. Okay. And Pippa says, carry a big stick. Tell anyone who comes close to you that if you can hit them with the stick, they are too close. And Cindy B says, my nail tech texted me today to say they were opening June 8th. Asked me if I would be coming in. As much as I want a mani-pedi, I told her no, I have to wait. Cindy B, you know how I feel. You do have to wait. And I know, don't have me telling Justin. It's just, a little while longer. Okay? Little while longer. Yeah, mani-pedis. I used to get mani-pedi probably up to about 2 years ago. I used to get my nails and I got a mani-pedi all in the same day, and then the following day I would get a massage. And I used to get my nails and my feet done every 2 weeks, and I got a massage once a month, sometimes twice a month. It just depends. It definitely depended, but I paid for that monthly Massage Envy membership. I loved it, and then I upped it. I doubled it because I wanted to have 2 hours. So if I wasn't feeling like being there for 2 hours, I would only take an hour, but I would still have that other massage, that other hour waiting for me. So sometimes I would just spread it out to an hour every other week. I do miss those days, but I hadn't been doing that. So I'm okay. I always kept saying, I'm going to get back into it. But diamond painting took that spot. Diamond painting took that spot. Care Bear says, imply. There we go. Sarita says, Pippa, that's right. I'm plucking as we speak. Uh-oh. You're going to be great at it. Saphira's mama says, if you are self-sufficient the entire week, have enough food where no need to go into town to get food, then maybe it could work. Hey, Jean! Jean says it's not worth it. See, that's what I worry. I worry that we are so excited. We've been planning this for so long that we allow our, I don't want to allow our excitement to override precaution. That's what I've been talking about all this time. When the world opens back up, I'm going to be very cautious. Even though I think what's tricking my mind into thinking that I can still be, cautious is the fact that it's a camping trip. It's outside. It's away from other people. But, I'm still wondering. I don't plan on going into the casinos. Those open back up Friday. Definitely don't plan on doing that. And when I do go, I haven't been anywhere in a minute. But when I go somewhere, like I had to go last week into the office, um, boy, was that a depressing trip. I had to go into the office. They were swapping out our systems because a lot of us were getting our return to work orders. Um, those who are going to be returning to work, those who are going to be, what date. And I'm one of the ones who's home through at least January of 2021. So with that said, I needed a different security setup because I won't be, returning with. When all this broke, they was just like, get out, get your computer and get out. So I unplugged the computer from the wall and picked it up. I had monitors and things at home. I used to work from home for like 15 years. So I just picked up and I was like, all right, y'all, I got this. I'm going. It was like, you going to log back in today? No, it's going to take the rest of the day for me to get home and figure out how to, connect it. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. And so we're at home. We were working with whatever we took. Now, obviously, they're trying to have a portion of us in the office, have a portion of us at home, which is okay. I get that. And then I think what they're going to do is some of the ones who aren't universal, obviously I'm universal, I do everything except fatality. Those are the ones who will be out the longest. You're more self-sufficient, I guess, is their concept. So I had to go into the office, my first time really being out and about. And when I tell you it is depressing out there, I rode past Green Valley Ranch and they have plywood and things up on the walls, of the windows, I guess. They have this is a huge casino and hotel. And they have cordoned off any entrances, any way that you can drive up in there. And just looking at the building, some kids had already come through and spray painted the wood and the walls and the sides, like we've been, like one of those post-apocalyptic movies. Uh-oh, Maggie, you okay? All right. She okay? Hopefully. So it felt like one of those post-apocalyptic type movies and things like that. I really, I had a moment. I'm not going to lie. I got really choked up. And it was because I didn't recognize the place. This is a place that, I'm used to seeing hustle and bustle. I'm used to seeing so many faces, whether they're happy because we about to go in and spend this money, or whether they sad because I done went in and spent up the rent money. I'm still used to seeing life and just different forms of, moods and happiness, sadness, just activity, just, people moving about and looking at the building and how there was like, how you ride down the street and you toss a wrapper or something. There was like the grass was unkempt that was around it. They had no landscaping and things like that. It really depressed me. It made me sad. And I just couldn't believe, what is it that is going on? This is just such unrecognizable, territory to be in right now. Getting late for me, so I have to say goodnight. Good night, Mickey. Hope to see you this weekend. I haven't seen you in the last couple of weeks, Mickey. I probably will be one early morning. Take pictures. This is history. I agree, Pippa. I really do. I really agree that, so much going on. This is so historic, so different. And I talked to Justin one night, and we were up and we were talking, and he said that he want, Justin, the only one that's gonna probably ever give me grandkids, and he says to me that he wonders if we all get through this, how he is going to talk about this time to his kids. And like I said, I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm in some sort of movie, where eventually we got to go underground. We're going to be the underground movement that ends up saving, it's funny to think about, but I mean, these are the times that we're in. And I remember in the last live, Pippa, you were bringing up some of the names of movies. A lot of people have been talking about that. Like, this is hitting home. This is really, indicative of what's going on right now. So, I know. I didn't mean to depress you guys at all. We got Mrs. Coffee going to check on little Maggie. Mrs. Coffee, all of the moms actually in here. When if you guys have Apple Music or Spotify, you guys can hear the whole single of my daughter's song. You can stream it. So, obviously she is, right now she is trying to focus on social media and driving more followers and listeners and streams directly to her page. So listening to it, if you already have a Spotify membership or if you already have Apple Music, doesn't cost you anything. Name of the song is Dear Mom. It is by Tiara Whitney. That is my baby's name. I don't know why she used her whole name, but she did. And the song is about me. No, that is not why I am so, in love with the song. It took me a moment to even realize. I thought she was doing an homage to all moms. But then there's one line in particular, about a conversation that she and I had, and it made me cry. So I definitely feel like this is a great song that will remind everyone about, being a mom, being, for me, my daughter, not just my daughter, both of my kids, I sacrificed a lot. You guys, if you know me, I don't really date. I won't say don't really date. I haven't dated in a long time. We're going to put over a decade in there because it's been longer than a decade. Pretty much almost since me and Dad broke up. I tried. It was too hard to juggle. And I just got fearful about who I brought around my children. And I never, got back up on the horse. There have been times where I've wondered if that was the right decision. My kids certainly don't think that it was an ideal situation. My son literally told me a few weeks ago that because I didn't date when he was younger, it, prevented him from seeing how relationships, run and how to interact in them. And I agree. It's hard for me to be able to speak to them from a perspective of I know, because the only perspective I can really provide to them is of my past. And so, unfortunately, that sphere of reference, is outdated because I don't have any recent dating history. And they probably are just they were too young to maybe remember me and Dad, and how me and Dad interacted. And I was married before me and Dad were together. So Dad was my second husband. Yep. And they know him as well. So again, he brings me enlightenment a lot of times. And that is one thing that he said to me. So I don't know. If you guys know who Sherry Caminos is, she has her own crafting channel. She is a student, and so sometimes she is limited. But when I first started, Sherry was she helped me out a lot trying to get my channel up and running and things. And she talked to me one night about this very topic that was on my mind and on my heart. And I remember talking to her, and she said, "You did what you felt was right for you. And in that moment, you made your own decision. You can't, dwell on it as far as, did I do right and things like that." So I try not to, I definitely do. I always wondered if I had got back out there, would I've made a good decision, or would I've made a decision to where I would have been like, I should have never done this. Now I've impacted, the kids. So those are the things that I feared. And so I didn't act out of fear. What do you guys think? Have you ever done something where you either acted out of fear or didn't act out of fear? Mrs. Coffee, you didn't check back in. How's Maggie? No worries, Robert. Of course, I'm going to look out for you. I definitely want to make sure that you're feeling good. Like I said, I just can't wait until you give me the results of your test when you go. Did you get your room finished yet? Did your dad finish your room, Robert? That is also something I was wondering about. Riff Cure says, been taking care of pain and starting to feel a little bit better. Whoa. You have toothache? I didn't know that. I was with my ex for 9 years. We did. We almost got married. We did not do it because she had a boyfriend. I did. Yes, he did. Okay, good. He did finish. Pippa says, I got remarried too, soon for my kids, but my previous marriage was over a long time from my perspective. Fortunately, my relationship with him has suffered due to his behavior. The ex was a controller. Yeah, see, those are the things that I worried about. Saphira's mama says, I have never dated, but I've seen many stories where mom's boyfriend have harmed or worse towards the kids. I'm doing okay, Sherry. I'm doing okay. I know that it's on my mind. We're at it, and I'm at an age where you look back over your years, and I think you just wonder, did I make the right decision? Did I do this? Especially when your children are adults and they now talk to you in terms of what they feel you should have or should not have done. I listen to my son a lot. You guys know me and Justin diamond paint together, and so he does provide me with a lot of insight. And some of the things that he says when I'm listening and I'm just sitting there and letting him speak, it's things that I never would have thought would have impacted them. It's things that I never thought, were significant. I never would have thought that me dating would show them interaction. Obviously, as the adult, I just needed to control the interaction, could make it a positive experience, but still show them one. I removed that completely from their life, and he told me that he feels who he is in his relationships, is affected by that. It's impacted by it. It doesn't necessarily mean in a negative way. It just means that he is making it up and winging it as he goes because he has no sphere of reference. He doesn't know how to effectively communicate with his partner because he's never seen it done from my aspect. the point of reference that they do have is dad, and dad has been in quite a few relationships, and then also dad's not the residential parent, mom is. So that's his sphere of reference, and I think because of how I took them into consideration, how I tried to make sure I didn't impact, and cause them to form any type of, negative thought process behind me, handling a relationship inappropriately. I think he looks at that as you probably had a lot that you could have offered. You had a lot that you could have, provided as far as insight if you had allowed us to see you in that realm. So I think that's how he means it. You never know. Sherry says she's gonna be working and lurking. Mrs. Coffee didn't come back. Is Maggie okay? Has anybody reached out to her? Uh-oh. Pippa says, my sister married and had her second real relationship at age 50. Well, we about to be twins. um, I don't know where dating would fit in with diamond painting. I really don't. I know I gotta find somebody. If I do, I always told my kids once they're all set and they're off living adulthood, that I would, because my decisions are my own then, and I don't feel like I'm making a decision that would impact their lives or anything. So my kids have taken it to say, hey mama, it's definitely time. It's definitely time. You about to be, I tell people all the time, I'm almost 50. I gotta get back on the horse because I'm almost 50. And now my kids have started to say it. It's not for you to say. I still want to be able to lie about my age if I have to. My mama almost 50, So they're taking that away from me though. They starting to say, you need to get back out there. You're almost 50. So you've given me hope, Pippa. You have definitely given me hope. Rock Pond, hello. Pippa says, you didn't if you hung around married friends and his schoolmates. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. Safir's mom said, I had the same thoughts before my birthday on Tuesday. I turned 33 and really have nothing to show for it. No relationship, no kids, no job. I'm disabled. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. But if you about to be 33, the world is just opening up. You're just coming into I got myself on track mode. I know where I want to go from here. You're just coming into that. So you have plenty of time. Pippa says he would have seen that in his friends' families, and then he sees a bad relationship. That's true. That's definitely true. My hubby says his fear was regret by not doing something. I'm trying not to be there, Pippa, but I think that's where my thought process is. Like, I regret not seeing it from that perspective. I had so many friends who were just in horrible relationships at the time, and the true colors didn't show until they were in the midst of their like or their lust or their love, whatever stage they felt they were in. They didn't see the true colors until they were way into the midst of it. And so I remember saying, I have kids. I don't have time to, fall into this stage. And then, my kids have to, be impacted by me getting out of another, scenario. So I remember thinking that. Yeah. And then, when you're in a relationship, it's hard not to make decisions and moves based on that relationship. It's hard not to want to grow to another level, not to want to move in, not to want to set up house. And those are very difficult tasks to do, because it's in all likelihood you're wanting to spend more time together, and you can eliminate bills while you're doing that, most people do move towards that. And that was also a fear of mine. What happens if I do get involved and it does, take that turn, that stance, where it's time to move in and things like that. So those are some of the things that were on my mind because I had kids, unfortunately. I didn't get a chance to come at, a lot of topics the way other people do. Oh, he's cute. I can't wait for him to call. Oh, he called me. Oh, he said I look good in this shirt. So I'm going to wear it every Friday. That's right. Robert says, I am 39. So there you go. Robert, I never would have guessed that. Wow. Pippa says, don't ever let your kids dictate your life. They want family, but it's not a chocolate box like they think. That's true. But I learned that along the way. It's hard work sometimes and tough conversations. I agree. But I didn't see any of that at the time. I see it now. And I more importantly see it because it's sad that your adult son says to you, Mom, I wish you had got out there. Even if it wasn't a great relationship, at least I would have seen you interacting in a relationship. I don't feel I have a point of reference. I don't feel like I know how to interact in a relationship because I didn't really see relationships around me as I grew up. That's very hard, very harsh. I have dad to think of and things like that, but we all know he didn't have the best relationships. And I just think you could have shown me much more. That's very insightful. That's very enlightening also. And unfortunately, it made me think of some wasted time, some wasted years. Definitely some wasted time and some wasted years. Some wasted time and some wasted years, guys. So I don't know, that's awesome when your kids can bring that kind of enlightenment to you. But it's also, scary because I don't think I would have come upon this on my own. So, those are some of the thoughts that I have. Oh, I've definitely been entertaining you guys. The next thing that I wanted to touch on, because I don't want it to be too heavy. You guys, I'll be crying. Speaking of crying, I know you guys know, because I talked about it earlier tonight, if you were in that live, about, my husband, Chuck Pinson. Love that man. Love him to death. You guys know I didn't get the last painting. That was Reflections on Country Living. Man, do I check every day for that one. I check and I see if it's in, and it's not in. So you guys know when I didn't get Island Time, I cried. Yes, I did. And I vowed when I didn't get that the first time around that I would never, ever again miss out on something if I could help it. If it was, something that I wanted. It was in the cart. I'll never forget. It was in the cart. And I think I was talking to Mrs. Coffee. I can't remember. And she said, girl, you better go and get that. I'm going to go and get it. I'm going to go and get it. And I come back and I went. It was already in my cart. I just needed to go. And I think I waited later that day or the next morning. And I swear it was done. It was sold out. And that sucker didn't come back for a long time. And I remember I was so devastated that I did a video and I was crying. I tell y'all, when I look at his paintings, for me, they evoke so much emotion. I can think of a period of time when I look at his work. I can think of it. They remind me of somewhere that I've been before. So that's usually what's on my mind when I see a Chuck Pinson. Sorry about the crinkle. If that's bothering you guys, I'm sorry. But it's true. That's what I usually think of when I see a Chuck Pinson. And so Island Time reminded me of my father. He had a cottage. Well, it wasn't a cottage. It was like a timeshare, but it was like a private, I guess, cottage. It was private, but it was down on the island of Aruba. The painting looks exactly like our view when we came out of this cottage, I guess is a good way to say it. And my father's no longer with us. So I think about that, and it, like I said, it just, a lot of his paintings, I can go back in time and I can think of, where I was at and things when a memory like this was before me. So that's why I like his work so much. When you guys pick a painting, is it because it's of a memory? Is it you're thinking of the person you're going to give it to? What is it that you're thinking when you pick your selections? Oh, you're welcome. Night, Robert. I will check on you tomorrow. Jean says, no part of your life is wasted. It all has purpose, and you are where you should be on your journey. Oh, Jean, that is beautiful. That's like, did you take that out of a book or something? That's so beautiful. That should be a saying somewhere, like in a card or something. That was really beautiful. And Sherry says, couldn't agree more. Melissa B says, okay, I am back. Had to drop and run. Son dropped a glass and it, oh my goodness, is he okay? And it shattered all around him. And so I had to clean it up so he could move. There's Mrs. Coffee. Is Maggie okay? Okay, I'm back. Maggie and Orion wanted a story. Oh, I miss those days. I really do. I miss going in, sitting on the bed, and telling my kids, all right, we're going to tell a story. I'm going to tell a story. I should tell my kids some crazy stories. Tell them stuff like, And the little boy, he was stuck up under the stairs. He couldn't come out. And every time he wanted to come out, he had to make a promise to give something up. Scared to scare the hell out of my kids. And all he had to do was clean the living room and wash out the microwave. I hear him in the room the next day. I think we should clean the living room. I'll do the microwave. Bad, Tia. Bad. But it kept the house clean. That is a bad mom. That's a bad mom. But I mean, I did it. I did. I feel bad. No, I don't feel bad. Oh, Melly says, just really has to speak to me. I usually get paintings to give as gifts and or to hang at home. I do too. I get them because I can picture them on a wall in the house. I get them, I say, ooh, that would look cute over here. That would look cute over there. It doesn't matter if it ever actually goes up. That's the thought process behind it. And it's got to talk to me. I got to be connected to it in some way. Ooh, this looks like the time when that looks like that hayride that me and Billy went on, things like that. So yeah, for me, I like to be caught in the moment. It's almost like, you ever read a book and you placed yourself in the book? Obviously, you placed yourself as the heroine. Obviously, who would do it? Mrs. Coffee said, yeah, sorry, Maggie wanted to read to us, then wanted me to read another chapter in Charlotte's Web. That used to be my mom's favorite story when she was little. She used to tell me about it all the time. Miss Pinsons speak to me loud and clear. I agree. They definitely do. They definitely do. So Chuck Pinson's artwork, they take a moment in time and they make it surreal. Like they bring it to life in some kind of way. Just the epoch of time that you had this moment, you remember it, you recall. You remember playing out on the farm and something's going on with this wax. I've been using this wax and all of a sudden it doesn't work. It doesn't work. All right, gotta get some wax. Okay. All right, sorry about that. There's a quick emergency. This right here, for anybody who wants to know, this is not your mama's mud. Loading it in to the pen. I was trying, hoping you could see the tip, but it's not. Focusing on that is going to let you see my crusty knuckles. Okay, well, I tried. It didn't work. Let's see. Can you guys smell that? Smell it? Okay, well, maybe not. I tried. It didn't work. This right here, this is warm apple cinnamon. And it smells good. Like it just came out the oven. That was Charlie the ghost. Knocked it right over, mama. And Sherry says, okay, y'all, I'm going to be heading out. I'm going to go watch a horror movie with my mom. Have a great night. Many, many blessings. Vibe Tribe. Nice, Sherry. Thanks for coming. You feel better. Enjoy that movie with your mom. You could have told us what you was going to watch. That would have been something nice as well. Kind of put us in the same frame of reference with you. I'm going to watch Michael Myers. Yeah, that type of thing. Here we go. Not faring well. Did I lose some sticky or is it the glue? We'll see, guys. Diamond painting and crafting with Orchid. How are you? Tired. Just woke up and it is a beautiful morning. The sun is shining and the legs act up right now. They're acting up, huh? It's a beautiful morning. Yeah, I know. I'm not my daughter. But that's what you just reminded me of. You put that in my head. Cat Loves Book says, take care, Sherry. Boo says, night, Sherry. Everyone's saying good night. Time with family is always good. That's right. And she says, I have to head out also. I have to go rebandage my husband's feet so the stitches don't get infected. Have a good night, boo. Talk to you. I may call you tonight, but if not, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Night. Crafting with Christy says, Tia, sorry, I'm late. I was stitching. Oh, how are you? How's little man doing? How is he doing? You guys, I know that I'm always asking about the babies. That's because I am sitting here on grandkid. Oh man, this is not doing so well. The whole thing just came out. All right. I'm going to try this again. Okay, gotta go wake up yep, it's time. Gotta go wake him up so I can kick his butt out to go work. Then I can diamond paint the rest of the night away while binge watching Criminal Minds. You have a good night. If Brandy's not up, I may bug you. I went to bed so early. I cut out on you early last night, Melissa. Talk to you later. Nighty night. Still away playing that PS3. Okay, there's nothing wrong with the PS3 at all. I tried because it looks like such a. You guys ever notice how Mr. Coffee, he's sitting and he's playing his video games, and Mrs. Coffee, she's sitting there diamond painting. And you guys know I just told you that, by the end of this year, I am going to put an ankle in the water and maybe try my hand at dating. Maybe. Because, like I said, I feel like dating's going to take away from diamond painting. So we're going to have to work something out. But I tried to play. I thought about you when you told me that little man has been playing the video game, which gave you so much extra time to diamond paint with with no kind of interruptions and stuff. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to take a tip out of Christy's book, and instead, I'm going to try and play a game or two with Justin. Just get a little practice in and things like that. I'm not good at it. Not yet. And I'm angry. Oh, snap. Tia going to get her groove back. I'm going to try, Mrs. Coffee. I'm going to try. I'm practicing up, so I can have things to talk about, trying to get relevant, so that I don't sound stupid. Like, that happened 12 years ago. Really? I didn't know, I don't want to sound stupid and things like that. So I'm practicing up. I'm trying to learn a little bit more about culture and things like that. I know I told you guys a few months ago about how I tried to take my mom to the gun range, and she was like, girl, go get you a man's. Yes. I'm working on it. But my mom said, oh, goodness, this is just not working for me tonight. I think I got to switch my wax up. This was another clump. All right, so it is 102 degrees here. I think I got to pull out the patty. Where's the patty wax? I don't know. But, yeah, my mom says, let me try this one real quick. My mom said, so I tried to take her to the gun range, and I'm like, Mom, somebody get fresh, I have to pull out my Ruger, and I have to, guns are blazing on them and stuff. She said, now why do you single? We going there, Mom? She said, yeah, you want to go to the gun range. Man ain't gonna date you if you want to go to the gun range. So I think I need to know how to soften it up a little bit too. That's a suggestion that this is not working. Uh-oh. This is not working well at all. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna switch colors because clearly I gotta learn how. I ain't worked with ABs in so long. I don't remember what I used the last time. But this isn't working. I can't even put one down. So what is your ideal guy? That's a great question. And Miss Coffee said, I could never date again. I never shut up. You wouldn't get a word in and would think I'm crazy. Sounds like we're twins. Oh, my ideal guy. Well, I'm a very strong minded woman, and I also was raised by my father. My brothers were raised by my mom. And so what I will say is my brother, he has been married for 22 years right now. And the biggest thing that my sister-in-law always says is, being raised by my mom instead of being raised by my dad, he needed to have a woman in his life that was more, I don't want to say manly, but I think that's how men think of it, because when I was dating, when I was younger, a lot of guys told me, oh, you think you the man in the relationship. Not really. No, but because my father was a take charge kind of a guy, he would, just make sure everything was planned. He was the type of person that if he didn't know, he knew how to get out there and ask questions. When I was younger, I would date a guy, he didn't know how to work on a car. Okay, well, that's not going to stop me. Let's pop this hood and let's get up under here. Let's see if there's some smoke or something. Let's try and figure out what's going on. We're not going to sit here all day, right? So that was the, type of woman that I am, that not maybe always appreciated by men. So definitely would need to date someone, Pippa, that would appreciate that, that know-how, that know-how. I don't want to say, that he's not a man, but he at least respects certain things I work in the auto industry, and I'm climbing on cars when I go out on a site. I'm climbing up under cars. I'm taking hammers and mallets and, hey, we could pop this out, pop that bumper off for me. It takes a special kind of guy to maybe appreciate that in a woman, especially if he don't know how to fix a car, So that would make things kind of funny. Cat Love Book says, I like the painting you're working on, Tia. Man, when I first saw this, I was like, this is so gorgeous. It really is. It is gorgeous. I couldn't wait. I'm excited. Yes. Let's see what this exit 939. So we're going to try a regular color. All right, and moving on there. Mrs. Coffee says, nothing says relationship material like a sharpshooter. You sound like my mom. She just feels like, my mom is very, I could have benefited from, staying with her. My mom is very, pamper your man, treat him like a king, keep his belly fed, that type of woman. And clearly being raised by my father, I just didn't get that. My father said, if a man can't do for you, better know how to do for yourself. He can't fix the car, you better know how to fix it yourself. Don't be afraid. Get up under there. Take that bucket with you. We about to change the oil today. Now, tomorrow, we're going to work on brakes. That was my dad. I never forget, you can go wherever you want. Somebody was taking me on a trip somewhere. I can't remember. We're going away for the weekend, and my dad was like, you better know how to knee them in the nuts, and things like that. That's not things that men want to hear, definitely not something that men want to hear. She know how to fight. She gonna be boxing you out, So the unfortunate part of that also is that I like men. I need a man that will appreciate that. So that's definitely what I need. Let's see. And Mrs. Coffee says, out here giving these men cavities. Oh, that's you, Christy. I figure if God wants me to be in a relationship, then it will happen. If not, that's okay too. Yeah. And Mrs. Coffee said, there is someone out here for everyone. Mama old school, yes, she is. She definitely is. Catholic Book says, well, Mrs. Coffee, will you tell my man to hurry the hell up? I'm running out. I'm with Cat Love Books. She said she running out of time out here. And Mrs. Coffee said, hey, man, Daddy. Yeah, my dad, he didn't play at all. Pepper says, you need a man who isn't threatened by you being a woman who knows how to look after herself. I do agree with that, but it's not like... Yes, that's Justin in the background, you guys. Yes, Justin definitely has told me that. Like I said, the older he gets, the more enlightening he gets, and the more I can have real, actual conversations with him. He has definitely said that to me. Well, you need somebody that, understands, that's not intimidated by you. Mrs. Coffee says, hi, Justin. Hello. He said, hello. And so, yeah, he definitely told me that. He also said, you work on cars, Mom, a lot. you just need someone who understands it. There's things that I don't know, and I do have an open mind also, very open mind. So like if I met someone who was into something I never knew anything about, I would definitely be interested for them to teach me and to show me that aspect. And so, I think that that's a great compromise. I don't know. I like to laugh a lot. Also, I don't want to necessarily be the butt of the joke, but I do like someone who can make me laugh. He could even be a couple spectrums down on the look list if he's funny. You ever met somebody that's, you look at them like, yeah, I don't know. And then they just have you chuckling. You is having a ball, ain't you?
I mean, it's in there. It's in there.
Oh my gosh. Justin he is enjoying just being in quarantine right now. He just took him a drink, a strawberry margarita, and big old, my mom made like all these ribs. He just took him a strawberry margarita and a slab of ribs on back to the gaming session. So I'm just laughing at him. Terrellyn says, hello, Tia. Tell Justin I said hi to. He just dipped, but I certainly will, Terrellyn. Terrellyn. Just so you guys know, Terrellyn, she was telling us a story on chat. Me and Justin and a few others, we were on a Zoom chat, and Terrellyn and Justin have a special relationship because everything that she was saying about her son and how he wasn't communicating effectively with her while he's gone. You know how they just don't call as much as you would like once they've moved out. When Justin didn't live with me before he had to come back home, he did the same thing. And I was trying not to say anything. I'm just looking at him. And Justin, he was looking at Terrellyn like, gee, thanks. He's waving and pointing. But we had it on mute, so she couldn't hear what he was saying and things. And I'm sitting there like, girl, if you could have been, if we weren't on mute at that, I'm like, tell it, preach, girl, preach. All that, everything you were saying, I was sitting there and I was co-signing it all. So that's Terrellyn and Justin's special relationship. When we were about to get off, he went to tell her, she had just popped off, but he went to tell her how, just because of her and everything that she shared, when he does move out again, he will always remember to call more often, to text, to just check in for no reason and things like that. So, no problem, Terrellyn. I will definitely be telling Justin that you said hi. All right, so yeah, back to, let me see what Mr. Coffee said. I don't know. Mr. Coffee was a little taken back by the fact that I can change tires and oil, got a fish, shoot a gun, and I was like, no, you'll be okay. So I told him, oh man, that's it, right. That's exactly how I feel. That's where I need to be. I need to be able to say, hey, you'll be okay. You may not know how to do these things, but I'll teach you, and then I'm sure there may be some things that you can teach me. That's a joke. I don't always think like that. But, my mother, she'll say in a minute, that's why you're alone, so I will try when it comes to dating. I will try to, like I said, not be, I don't know. One of the other things, I don't want to put it into words because I don't think that I may be successful if I put it into words. But one of the other things that some guys used to say to me when I was young and dating is that that I had to control everything. You got to control everything. Like, you can't just sit back and be patient. You got to take the reins and do everything. I wonder in my old age if I've gotten over that aspect, because now that I'm older, I can look back and say, sure, I sure was like that because you couldn't do it right. I had to come along and do, and I do wonder if I've grown more patient in my, my mature years. That's something that I do wonder. I don't know. Does that stick with you for life, or always the same, or can people truly, change? Oh no. Jean says your mom has not met men from the South. They love women that know how to shoot. Well, shoot, I'm in the wrong part of the world, Jean. Carolyn says, oh, so sweet of him. Yeah, you had dipped out on him. The funny part is he was pouring his heart out to you. And then Rachel says, I think she left. So that was really funny. Christy said, Tia, did you read my last message about Instagram? Let me see. I got me a man. I just need them so-called sugar daddies to stop trying to hit me up on it. Ooh, on Instagram, really? Oh my gosh. I don't be on there like that. I got on there a couple times and I uploaded a video. I'm probably going to get on there and upload my daughter's little single. So the snippet of her single to drive, I'm trying to help drive as much traffic to her as possible. With more traffic, obviously, that gives her some additional opportunities. She's trying to get into the studio as much as possible. Studio time is not cheap, so you can pay for it with credits if you're relevant, on any of the music stores, you can get credits and things like that, and they'll help you out because obviously, they want to attach themselves to someone who's trending. So I'm trying. No, but I never thought about Instagram. I'll have to try that, Christy. Pippa says, bullshit, they couldn't handle a woman with an opinion. There you go. Love that. I do. And Mrs. Coffee says, I used to be a control freak. I am still a control freak, but I've loosened the reins a bit and I let them have control. It's hard to do, but where there's a will, there's a way. Obviously, like I said, I've gotten a lot older, and I think for me, what I want to be able to contribute is at least the ability to know when it is time to just, relent. That's what I think I could benefit from the most. Christy says, I have old men trying to hook up with me. Nope. That's right. You know what, Christy? You young enough, you could have one of each decade. And each decade will bring you something different. The young one, he's going to take you to the club. The one in their 30s, you take them a little bit more serious. Why? Because them the ones they looking to settle down. They trying to put down roots somewhere, so you're going to get quality gifts and things. From the ones in their 40s, they've climbed that work. They got a little extra pocket change. You can get you some diamond paintings from them. The ones over 50, girl, they will take whatever you throw their way. Throw them a little attention, a grin here, a grin there. You good. And you know what? You can rub their shoulder when you're talking, and that's exciting to them. Just rub their shoulder. Rub their shoulder. How you doing today? Grin at them. They'll be fine. If they want anything more, start talking about your baby daddy. That's all you got to do. I know, but Herbert, my baby daddy, and they'll shut up. They'll take that shoulder rub, and they will keep it moving. I'm just saying, I got brothers. Christy said, no, T, I don't need no sugar daddy. I'm teasing with you. Hey, Sylvia, how are you? How you doing? What you working on? What are you working on now? I know it's something great and sparkly. Love your collection. And Mrs. Scott says, most people blocking those haters. Christy out here blocking those sugar daddies. Don't be blocking those sugar daddy. We got diamond paintings to buy. They buy the diamond paint, you keep your money in your pocket, or you can buy some sparklers to kind of spruce it up a little bit. That's how I look at it. And I'm at the age now where, somebody in their 80s want to be my sugar daddy, I'm okay with it. By the time he get his teeth and try and go somewhere with me, I'm be gone anyway. You just got to be able to move faster than them. That's all. Move faster than them. They can't catch you. If he can't catch you, he ain't really no serious threat. Christy is like, what kind of dating advice is that? It's great from someone who hasn't dated in well over a decade. It used to work. I don't know nowadays. They got these 84-year-old power lifters and things. Oh. Sylvia's working on the black work. I have to look that up. Jean says, act like a lady, think like a man. They don't like that, but I agree. Miss Koff said, oh, it's okay. It happens. Give it time. It will come back. All right. He'll get it back. I'm sorry. Soft brown crab said, oh my God. Are you in shock about the over a decade, or about how I summed up the touching of the shoulder? I told her that too. I'll send them to you. Definitely send them on over. I'm the same crazy craft addiction on pretty much all media that I'm on, because I don't want to have to remember stuff. Cat Love Book says, I have Mona and Meridia coming Friday. How do you get both? By the time I got to Mona, it wouldn't go in. I hurried up and clicked. I have Merida coming, but I couldn't get Mona. I wanted Mona also. I did, but I didn't get her. I'm okay. I was trying to hurry up. And then the other thing, when everyone was posting that they got, I was like, I'm going to wait until I get my label and everything, the tracking number and stuff. I'm going to wait until I get that. And so I didn't really start celebrating until I got that. I was excited then. Yep. And I ordered some diamonds from Sparklers. I already know what I'm doing. Merida's going to get blinged out. She's getting blinged out. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. See where I can go. I got some glow glass coming. So we'll see. We shall see where we're going with that. 4 minutes, guys. Oh, yes. Still stitching now. I am 100% in black work. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah. You remember me showing the Ireland black work? I have to check that, too. Melly says, just have Mona coming Friday, your first DAC. I'm excited for you, Melly. I really am excited. I remember after I had the little snack size one, the cat looking into the water when he sees himself, he's a tiger. And I think they called it, I Believe, or something. I got that one. And it was just a little, I think it's a 20 by 20. And when it came in, it was so different. The feel, the diamonds, everything from any of the other paintings I'd ever done. I immediately started ordering. I think my next one was the one that Mr. Coffee bought, Mrs. Coffee, the Camellia Lady. That was my first purchase with Diamond Art Club. And I got her after I saw her video. And I tell you, when she came in, I was hooked. So I'm so excited for you, Melly, because I remember that. I remember those days. I remember waiting for the purchase. I remember when it came in, opening it up. It was so big. And I had to put it on the floor. And I got down on the floor. I was worried I wouldn't be able to get up, but I got up and I looked at it, and it was just so gorgeous. I'll never forget that. Yep. So I hope you have that same experience. Pippa says, maybe you need a weekly rotation of crafts so you don't burn out of black work too. That is so addictive. And Saphira's mama says, I am getting Sneaky Cat soon. It's a present for myself. I love to give myself gifts. Christy says, Tia, I almost passed out opening my sparklers. I'll be putting that video up Friday. Well, I can't wait to see it. I felt the same exact way when I opened mine. I have my third order of sparklers coming. And I know you guys know Man Bun. He has just put this excitement, this whole new aspect to diamond painting, into my mind. And I just have to look at every painting now, and I have sparklers, glow glass, jellies, rhinestones, all of those in mind now when I see the paintings. And I blame it all on him because he was the first one that I know that really, went crazy. Before, I could see adding a little sparkle here, 1 or 2 here, 2 or 3 there, like Kiss My Craft said. But now it's all about how do I enhance this? How do I, make this painting come even more to life? Can I add movement? Can I highlight and can I, low light on this? It's crazy the way that I look at these paintings now. And I'm seeing some of the ones that I've had in my stash for 6 months, 9 months, seeing them in new light, just trying to order from Tmall. So we'll see. Mrs. Coffee says she's on her third order too. Yes, it's like a whole new addiction. So we'll see, definitely. Well, guys, that is 9:30. And you guys know I started a little bit earlier today. I've been going right after either Melissa B. Craft with me or Sherry's DP Diamond Painting Addiction. So I know that they're doing right now the DP Get Your Big On Diamond Painting event. And I'm normally in there because I'm a part of that event. That's what this painting is for. I got that to join their event. Which is fun. It's always nice to have some people to kind of diamond paint with, for the same event. We're all getting in. Hey, did you post your results? Hey, how far have you gotten? I definitely appreciate that. Today was definitely, a harsh day. I know it was kind of heavy at the beginning, and I really appreciate everybody kind of sticking around and hanging out with me. Definitely. I appreciate you guys all, hitting the like button, subscribing, and tuning in. I really do enjoy spending time with you guys. I do have some additional videos that I'll be posting this week, probably with Justin. As I said before, Justin has some stuff in mind that he would like to do. He's thinking in regards to trying to do like maybe some sort of custom collab or something where, everyone kind of pick a company, try and get customs done, and then we kind of work on the customs. He's trying. It's a great idea, everyone has a different experience though with customs. So that's something that we're trying to work the kinks out on. And then, it's summertime. The unfortunate part is, a lot of times in the summer, we diamond paint less. We're not diamond painting less right now because of the quarantine. So we do, we will be trying to get some fun things up and running from there. You guys stay tuned. Thank you again so much for coming out. And I really appreciate all this. If you need help finding a man, then we'll help weed them out. Rebecca, love you. I haven't seen you in so long. Definitely, you guys all stay safe. Thank you again to my mods. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate you guys coming in and helping because I can't see anything on this screen. And if it weren't for this little cell phone, I'd be real behind. My laptop is kind of far off. You guys all have a great, wonderful rest of your week. I will see you guys probably Friday or tomorrow, depending on if you guys join Stephanie. She goes live on Thursdays. Thank you. Bye. Oh, let me post. Sorry. I'm going to post my daughter's song one last time. If you guys want to click on the link, some of you came in after the last post.